Well, final day of practice is over here. Third day of practice on Cumberland for the fourth stop of the FLW Tour presented by TH Marine. I got Todd Auten with me. Todd, we've heard from a lot of guys about how it's kind of tough. They're pre-spawn fish. What's your take on it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, you know, catching fish here, it's been a little bit difficult this time. I know the last time I was here it was real hard to catch them, but this time's been a little better than that. But you know, what I found in practice here is a lot of the fish are being caught on the same little key stretches of bank, and you know, that's kind of been a problem for, you know, somebody like me trying to run around and hit certain little key things. A lot of guys doing it, so a lot of those fish would be caught in practice, and you know, you never know how the tournament's going to go, and when you get to running all this stuff, and everything's just got to fall into place, and you know, not get any used water, you know, during the day if you can help it. So we're just going to go try that, you know, over the couple days and run as much water as we can and keep the trolling motor on high, and just see what we can come up with.
Well, it's interesting, you know, especially you're one of the few guys who's had experience on Cumberland before. You know, you mentioned it just a little bit ago, but tell me, and especially the people watching this, I mean, gosh, that was a series event like in 2006 or somewhere around in there. What's it like now versus then?
Well, all I can remember was I wasn't catching a whole lot of fish, and there were fish on the beds then.
The weights were definitely a lot lower across the board. And
the weights were lower, and you know, if you found one, a smallmouth on the bed, you were, you know, you were set. But you know, this time I hadn't seen any bedding fish. I mean, there's probably some somewhere, but and most of the pre-spawn fish, I think, still out there. And you know, everything, it's been, the weather and everything's been about right for them to come up, but you know, we're supposed to get a little cold weather here coming in tournament day, so we'll see how that goes. But there are a few fish coming up, and hopefully we'll get a few of them.
Well, you're also one of the few guys, at least that I've talked to, that I feel like is a largemouth specialist. You know, I feel like you'd put a lot of time in practice going after largemouths. Is that how you spent most of your 3 days? Yeah,
and you know, also I went looking for a spot bite, and I'm catching a few spots, and you know, there's some pretty good spots in here. I caught like a 3-pounder the other day, and, and you know, I was like, wow, there are some good ones in here. But you know, you can't win with spots, I don't think, here. But you know,
it's a good plan to at least get a limit anyways, right?
Yeah,
get you feeling kind of
you get a limit and you get comfortable and go largemouth fishing and see how that goes, and you know, get you a good bite there and you'll be set.
You mentioned putting the trolling motor down, covering a lot of water. Do you think, at least from what you've seen, is this going to be an event where you might burn all your trolling motor batteries like down to nothing every day of the tournament?
Yeah, and all my gas too. You know, this is actually the second time I've took out today and refilled on gas, so I've been all over the lake. And you know, I think I've seen it from one end to the other, and it fishes about the same everywhere you go. It's just little key stretches, you know, you find in either a creek or the main. And I think, you know, people will get spread out a good bit, you know, here and there, but in those creeks might be a little tight. A lot of boats in there.
Well, you mentioned some fish, you know, probably thinking about coming up. The final day of practice here, it's sunny, it was warm. That's obviously going to change. Tomorrow we get some storms rolling in. Thursday's going to be really cold. But what was the water temp you saw before you pulled out?
I seen 61 degrees.
Ooh, so I mean, we're like...
That's perfect for me, you know. I like it when the fish just start moving up when it gets like that. You know, anywhere from 55 up, I think it's going to be pretty good. And you know, hopefully it don't fall too much, and fish will stay a little bit active.
Well, I'm going to throw one random question at you. If you had to pick someone on your fantasy fishing team that'll do really well in this event, who are you putting on your team?
I'm going to say Scott Suggs. I mean,
I think it's a strong choice.
he's good on beaver. This fish is, you know, a lot like beaver, and I think he'll do good here.
Well, there you go, Todd. We'll let you get rolling, get packed up. You get a good night's sleep tonight, and good luck come Thursday.
Thank you.
Keeping things moving along here, we have tour rookie Josh Douglas. And Josh, for the folks that are watching, may not know who you are. You're kind of good at catching smallmouth.
Yeah, I like smallmouth.
You
man.
do?
I like to hear that, but yeah, I like to catch them. I know that. I definitely like to catch them. They're my favorite. It's good to be on a lake that finally has them.
For sure, right? Yep, good change of pace.
Yep.
Well, I know it's Mille Lacs is where you kind of cut your teeth catching big smallmouths. This isn't Mille Lacs, but it's got big smallmouths in it.
It does. It actually's got really big smallmouths in it. Tangled with a couple here this week. That whole 18-inch rule is a gamble, though. I generally, if we came to a place and they're smallmouth, I'm going to go all in on them.
Right.
You know, if we're at Oneida or something, I usually forget the largemouth, attack smallies. But here, I kind of got a different game. I mean, I don't know. I want to get 5 for. I don't know what I want to do. Honestly, the conditions are going to change so much. But yeah, they're out there. A lot of 17.5 inches. It's amazing, and
very healthy population.
Yeah, sure. they're there, man. I was actually shocked. You know, never been here before, and they're around, and you can definitely catch them. But again, that 18-inch mark, that's a tricky thing to do. You know.
Well, I know you came here in pre-practice, but this lake is giant. I mean, it's got massive creek arms.
Near to all.
Right. So I wanted to ask you, since I mean, even though you did that, how did you tackle practice? Did you kind of break your time up between the lower end and this upper stretch? What'd you do?
Well, when I came here in pre-practice, honestly, I only came for a day on our way back up to Minnesota, and we launched right here. And the fishing was really good. You know, it was like right away we were catching them, and it was pretty. And I didn't get too far, you know. And when I came back, I fished up on this side again. Then I went down by the dam yesterday, and now I found myself back on this end. But there's definitely big portions of this place that it's huge. I mean, it just winds and winds and winds, and just it's a gigantic body of water. And fish is big. You don't even see guys. I mean, really, I haven't seen. You know, usually you're running into people a lot, and I haven't seen many people here at all.
Well, a lot of the talk from what I've been hearing from guys doing these interviews and just talking to guys at the ramp in general is that you can catch a lot of fish in certain areas, and it seems like, you know, they're all pre-spawn. I know a lot of the banks here are pretty steep, so your shallow water zone is pretty narrow. Have you tried to look for anything that was maybe a little deeper than like 10 feet of water?
Yeah, I mean, I have, but everything just goes vertical so fast, you know, and again, with the big body of water, you get you get out there and you look, and there's just really not a ton of water that is, I won't say fishable, because I'm sure people are going to come with big bags from out deep or doing something, but everything just literally looks like the wall behind us just goes straight down. So I have messed around a good bit with it. You know, I ain't fishing too deep, that's for sure. But those smallies and stuff, they'll come out of deep water. You'll see them streak on the Lowrance and come right up. So they're down there, you know, but that clear water, they got good eyes. They can come up and get it for sure.
Well, I know Jody and myself have been wondering, you know, how many smallmouths we're going to see. I'm sure whoever leads this thing will probably have a limit of smallmouths, I would guess, on day 1 or day 2. But for you personally, how many smallmouths do you think you'd like to have in your bag? Well, I mean, I know it'd be a limit.
2 would be a good number. Yeah, if I can, you know, 3 largemouths, 2 smallmouths, I'll be fine with that. You know, because even the largemouths got to be 15, so they're not tiny. You know, it ain't like going to Florida and 12 inches, not even weighing a pound. You know, so 15 inches here, and this time of year they're all fat, so the largemouths are pretty good. But I mean, I'd love to have 5 of them.
For sure.
The conditions, I don't know. You know, they could absolutely bite. Or they might not, I don't know. We haven't had that yet. You know, it's like Minnesota weather, dropping 30 degrees, you know, so.
Well, you'll be one of the only guys probably in a cutoff t-shirt come Thursday morning when it's 45 degrees and blowing 25 out of the west. I'll be right there with you. I'll wear my cutoff too.
I don't know, we've been everywhere warm. I've been kind of getting a little sissy lately, I gotta be honest. It wasn't even that cold when we got first day of practice, and I was calling my buddy Carl like, I'm freezing, dude, it's just cold, I can't even move. And we've been everywhere warm, and now we're here, and it's been nice. Last couple days been great, but yeah, it's gonna be blowing. It's gonna be chilly.
Well, it'll be fun either way,
it will be.
Hopefully you can get after some of them smallmouths. I'll let you get rolling, get a good night rest. You got an off day tomorrow. Good luck Thursday.
I love that off day, man. That's the best thing. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.